Which gun would you rather use? This one? Or this one? Corporate would like you to look at these two pictures and tell us which one's different. They're the same picture, or the same gun, but the difference is in the exotic, which is what we're going to be diving into today. Today we're going to be looking at Lion Rampant. It allows you to jump higher, shoot farther, shoot better, makes julienne fries. Okay, maybe not that last part, but what it does is while you're hip firing primary ammo weapons, you get a plus 30 stability boost to any gun. Any gun that is primary ammo, you get plus 30 stability, plus 20% aim assist, and all kinds of good accuracy bonuses that I won't get into because I don't fully understand them. Today we're going to be looking at Thorn. Now Thorn is sort of a forgotten exotic from a long lost time from what I understand. And I didn't pick this thing up till last week. I got a Shorochi checkpoint and got the catalyst. And what this thing does is that it shoots bullets and does damage over time. Basically like an aerial frame grenade launcher or like Le Monarch. But basically this thing kind of has like poison stuff. A lot of warlocks use this with necrotic grips, stuff like that, okay? But we're going to use this with Lion Rampant. Why? Because Thorn has 65 stability. Now, without the catalyst, I think it's got like 60 stability. But with Lion Rampant, it has 95 stability and 69 range. This thing is an absolute beast in PvE. And it's really not looked at. Titans really don't touch this thing because it's just not... It's a hand cannon, right? Like hunters and warlocks are using this thing, right? But we're going to use this today because it is a phenomenal gun. It shoots through targets. There's all kinds of great stuff. We're going to be pairing it up with the Sciaturn 4. This thing has Rolling Storm and Trickle Charge. All right? Now, we're using this with Rolling Storm. You get a charge. You get 3 stacks of Bolt Charge. And then you let Thorn do the rest. You build those Bolt Charge stacks with the damage over time. We're also using Chivalric Fire with Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds because swords are awesome this season. And they do better when you have an Overshield. And they might as well go with an Overshield baked in. Now, getting into our subclass. Using Magnetic Grenade for the low cooldown and the ease of use. We are using Offensive Bulwark so that whenever you have an Overshield, your grenade recharges much, much faster. It's fantastic. I do enjoy Offensive Bulwark. It's pretty much what I use for every Void build. So this gives you increased melee damage as well. I believe the melee damage is 160%, which is very nice. Okay, whoops, got out of the subclass there. Getting back into Bastion, here we go. Whenever you cast your barricade, you get an Overshield, and it recharges when you're behind it. Basically making you almost invincible whenever you are in general proximity to this barricade. So, as long as you're not getting completely obliterated by whatever boss, you should be fine. Our Fragments. We're going to Echo of Harvest. Defeating a weakened target gives you more power and avoid breach, which we're going to do a lot of weakening anyway. Echo of Vigilance gives us an Overshield when we don't have one. Starvation gives us Devour when we pick up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power. And Echo of Undermining weakens targets with grenades. Now, we were using quadruple Techsec because Thorn is a kinetic hand cannon. Now, why a hand cannon? Because hand cannons, outside of sniper rifles and the Praxic Blade and a few other weapons, are the only things that pierce barrier champions' shields, okay? And so this thing does it over time. It is a phenomenal weapon against barrier champions' shields, and there's only 3 kinetic tremors hand cannons in the game, and none of them are really available except for, what is it? There's the Vault of Glass hand cannon has kinetic tremors. All right, you can get this thing from the tower or from your collections, and this thing works exceptionally well for barrier champion shields. Okay, so it works really well with that. It's boosted damage. It's very nice and works well with the weakening because those damage ticks take the weakening damage as well. So we're using our Techsec so that we get our 200% increased damage to all shields. That includes ablative, that includes overshields, that includes barrier champion shields. Very, very cool. Getting into the mods. We are doing Kinetic Entropy Siphon. We're getting Kinetic and Void Orbs of Power. We can do that with Arc as well, whichever one you prefer. We have Heavy Ammo Finder, Special Ammo Finder, triple melee fonts because our melee is 6. So we need a little bit more to recharge our melee ability here. We have our standard resistances, okay? We have a triple kinetic siphon because we want our Thorn to crank out as much damage as humanly possible. And we have Powerful Attraction, Reaper, and Time Dilation to make sure these things are kicking off all the time. Now, getting into the artifact. We are using a couple of things. We're using Gravitic Voltaic Charge to get an extra armor charge. We want our Elemental Siphon so we can get our Void Breaches and our Barricade back much quicker. Riposte is going to help with your Unstoppable Champions. You just kind of block and then unblock, and then block and unblock, and you should be able to do that. This thing gives you lots of ammo when you're shooting your Thorn, which is really nice. We all know about these two. Devour plus Overshields plus Weakening equals awesome. Swordstorm combo, since we have a sword, might as well take advantage of it because those things do, you do some impressively extra damage. And then whenever you defeat a weakened target, it spreads the weakening further. Key things with this is that it is a jumping and shooting exotic. So, when you are running into dread enemies, okay, if they are throwing the strand stuff at you to pull you in, or they're throwing stasis dust field grenades, you can jump over both of these things. It's pretty amazing. So, you take advantage of the high jump and use it to avoid these negative side effects. You can even jump over when the subjugators shoot their crystals or their strand things to suspend you. You can jump up into the side and you can avoid them completely. So the key thing here is the high jumping and the impressive stability that you get. And try this out. I'm not even kidding. Try this out with any other weapon. All right, we'll go with Hawkmoon. Ready? Look at these groupings here with this thing. Outstanding. Now, you change your pants. What happens? Take a look. Watch this thing. Now, I gotta reload. We're going up to the sky. Here we go. All right. Now you can just say, well, get better. I mean, what's the problem here? Why not? Why wear these things? Why can't you just use something else and just get better? But the reality of the situation is that if you don't have to, why should you? Your exotic should give you something that you don't normally have. And Hawkmoon has 53 stability. You wear Lion Rampant, you get 83 stability. Okay? With Thorn, you're getting 95 stability, which is amazing. Trust me, you try shooting this thing. You know what? You want to have some fun? Go ahead into the shooting range. Grab a bunch of hand cannons. Grab a bunch of pulse rifles, things like that. Anything that's primary ammo. Okay? All or nothing's a fun one to play with. And try with Lion Rampants, try hip firing with that stuff, and see what happens. You'll be amazed at how much difference it makes. So this is a shooting and jumping exotic. This is something that I've been playing with for a month. I've been trying to get it right. And it seems like this Void build is really solid. Anyways, let me know what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think there's any improvements that could be made here, because I'm certainly open to that. This is Eclipse Leviathan, and this has been another Titan Build.